Hello and welcome to the Team Meta College Conference Spring Showdown. Orange corner as red. Oh my goodness, watching it as it
being like a void space for community building.
Now you can see these freshmen and sophomores that have not had that interaction at all. They're completely online because of COVID.
He said, "Go! Oh my gosh, Osaka!"
Welcome back to the show. We're here with Nate Meeker. He's the director of Esports for the University of Akron. He is a former gamer himself, competing high level in games such as Counter-Strike and Hearthstone. University of Akron is also the home of Collegiate Rocket League, 3-time national champs. Please welcome to the show, Nate. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
University of Akron was one of the first Division I schools to open varsity esports program in the nation. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. And we're currently up to 7 different varsity games that we offer, and we're going to be adding an 8th here next fall.
That's amazing. There's so many games. Well, why don't you tell us the list of games that you have on your program?
Sure. So we started initially just about 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago now, with Overwatch, Rocket League, Hearthstone, CSGO, and League of Legends was determined by the popular games of the time, as well as what the students wanted to see added on campus. Then about 1.5 years ago, we added Rainbow Six Siege, which we are currently the 2-time national champions for as well, and Fortnite due to the popularity. And then this upcoming fall, we're going to be adding Valorant to the mix.
That is so cool. And you also have a summer program going on. Why don't you tell us more about that?
Sure. So we currently, for the last 3 summers, have offered a summer camp that is aimed for middle school and high school students that are either interested in gaming and esports or are looking to kind of up their game to the next level. We specialize in bringing in some of our coaches and students to help them make that transition. And then for students that are just interested, it's a great way to get connected with other folks who are also interested in gaming and esports. First year, we did it in person. Last summer, it was going to be online. This summer, we're looking at a little bit of a hybrid model where we're going to bring in some students to do in-person classes and work, and then also offer the online component as well.
It's very interesting. I was looking at the program, and he said at the end, the parents get to come in and watch the students play the games. I'm just wondering, what is the response from parents? You know, I feel like it. You know, it's still, esports is still so new, but to see their child succeed in something that, you know, formerly, you know, probably 5 or so years ago, there would be a stigma against. What do you see the response now?
We get a lot of positivity from parents. They, for the first time when they see it, you know, they're not really sure of what to expect with something like that. But as the students go through the camp and as more middle schools and high schools are getting teams for these different games, the parents really see it as a way for their students to connect in a team-based environment, to work on communication skills, to meet others who are of like-minded for them. And in all honesty, it gets them to have more connections with other folks rather than less. And in that way, the positivity has been off the charts, especially when they can see it in person, when they can come and sit in the arena and watch their students compete. And it's mostly for fun. It's not about winning, but it's about just watching them do something that they're passionate about. And it's really cool to see the middle school, high school students come back out and be super excited when they're talking to mom and dad about what they were doing or what they experienced that week in camp. Overall, it's just been a great thing to see.
Tell me your journey from being a gamer yourself and becoming someone who develops curriculum for students.
So for me, when I was doing a lot of gaming, I can't even really call it professional because at the time, you know, looking at 20, 25 years ago, there really wasn't a whole lot of professional gaming. It was, you were really passionate about it. So travel around the country, going to different events. There wasn't really a prize pool for it. There wasn't something that was broadcasted online, but it was something I was really passionate about. And then kind of transitioned into career and education in the early 2000s, rode that for about 10 years or so, then moved into higher education. And when these positions for esports started to pop up about 4 years ago, I was interested to make the transition back into doing something that I was passionate about and connecting with something that I'd done professionally for years on the higher education admin level, and it's been a great fit. So I've been able to develop the program here at Akron along with the help of others and kind of see that spread across the country into other college programs as well as local high school programs, middle school programs. And we're kind of seeing this growth of not only the collegiate and high school side of things, but we're seeing the growth of individuals that are involved with the program because it allows them to have so much more connection to folks through their passion for gaming.
It often seems like esports is evolving with every step of the way.
It most certainly is. So typically at the higher education level, you'll see programs that are interested in one of three things. There's the varsity aspect of things where you've got schools that are using varsity programs to recruit more students to come to that school, whether it's to play for the program or to be involved with the program or just because the program is well renowned as a varsity esports program. And then you also have programs that are doing the club and recreational side of things where their primary focus is the engagement and retention of current students. So you'll see a lot of larger D1 schools building out regular gaming arenas for the casual player where they're able to come in and use those facilities. And then you'll see programs that are doing a little bit of a mix of both where they're trying to do the recruitment angle and they're also trying to engage at that level for the student retention side of things. In my opinion, at the higher education level, we're trending more towards needing a governing body for the varsity side of things because it is getting to the point where the different tournament organizers and the different game developers have such different rules regarding what's going on, what's allowed, what's not allowed, that there's a lot of confusion and muddiness in the collegiate space right now. So I do believe in the next 3 to 5 years, we'll see a big player come out who is going to be the tournament regulator or the league regulator, similar to how the NCAA is for college athletics. And I think overall, while some people are scared that this will change the scene in a negative way, I think it'll provide a lot of really good structure for programs that need that structure and programs that have been succeeding for the last 5 years or so since it's been a thing in the collegiate space.
So you have a background with teaching in Asia.
So I guess I graduated college initially at the right time or the wrong time, depending on how you want to look at it. So I worked in public education here in the U.S. for 4 or 5 years after I graduated, and then 2008 rolled around, and there were no more public school teacher jobs here in the States because of the academic turn there. And so I just was looking at jobs overseas. I was interested in going to Korea, so I thought, well, I'll go do a year over there. Really enjoyed it. Ended up coming back. I did a master's degree at University of Southern California for secondary education, and got a job offer to go back and coordinate master's degree programs for linguistics and teaching. And went back over, did a couple years there, and then ended up coming back to do higher ed admin work here in the States. I had a really good experience with it. It wasn't something that I was thinking about when I graduated. It just kind of fell into my lap and was something that worked out well for me professionally.
How many international students are you getting in these programs?
So for us, we've had 3 or 4 at the varsity level. We have a lot that engage at the club level and recreational level. Obviously, they're not getting recruited, and our primary recruiting base is regional rather than international. We do look to recruit when it's possible with overseas teams, but it's not always the first thing that students are looking for. Some of the colleges that are offering much larger scholarships to students have a much better time of going over to top level players in Europe and Asia and saying, hey, we're able to offer you a full ride. Why don't you come to the States? It's a little bit of a harder sell at public schools because it's more difficult to get that full ride or even close to a full ride. So the student would have to be a top level student as well to make that a financially sound decision for them. Ideally, I think if we can get to a point where the pathway to pro isn't 16 years old and then turning pro, rather it's finishing high school in a program that has an esports team at the high school and then heading into a college that has an esports team and then heading into the professional scene, because we can prove that development works well for players. I think that would be ideal for the college setting, because then you get the top level players actually attending college rather than it kind of being the reverse, where we typically see a lot of the top level players at the collegiate environment being players who went pro and then are coming back to school after their professional career has kind of winded down. So much more similar to traditional athletics when you're looking at it from that point of view.
There's just a clearer path that way. I mean, you get more experience.
Correct. Yeah, it'll give them a much better opportunity to succeed. The thing right now is that you're not seeing a whole lot of the top level talent that is 16, 17, 18 years old transition into a local, regional, or state-based college like you would with traditional athletics. And that certainly hurts the development of the high school programs. It hurts the development of the collegiate programs. But that's slowly changing as more high schools develop better programs and more colleges develop better programs, that students know that they can take their talents to college instead of it being only the top 0.001% being able to transition into the pro scene.
Esports, and especially college esports, hasn't really been harmed so much by the pandemic.
Certainly. We're seeing it too, impacting a lot of the high school programs that were in development that we would have been able to recruit from. It's hurt them because a lot of the students don't have access to the equipment that they would need to compete. They're not allowed to do it in person currently. So it hampers their ability to get better, to be on a team, to compete. And the longer it goes, like you said, the more they're going to feel like they've lost those years to get better and compete at the high school level to hopefully transition into a career at the collegiate level as well. For sure.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're here with Jake Ford. He is the co-founder of Esports at Florida State University, and he's also soon to be a 2-time alumnus of Florida State and proud graduate of the #1 sport management program in the nation. Tell us more about this #1 spot. I want to hear about this.
I'm not there yet. Still got a class or two to take before I have that designation on my resume. But my program's been pretty tremendous for my master's degree. The professors just about up and down the college have been interested in esports. When I first started in the program, when I first started walking into some of their offices, there was a few of them had a little bit of skepticism, and the more I spoke to them about the community, how it's grown, the excitement that our students have shown to the administration and amongst one another, they really started to resonate with that. They've seen the growth of the professional industry over the last few years. They see, you know what, there's a lot of potential here. We really need to kind of hammer into this. Our program is particularly good at making sure students get placed in solid jobs in the sports industry after they graduate, on top of giving them all the tools that they need to succeed in those spaces.
I think a lot of people, especially now, it's just such an up in the air, uncertain time. It definitely gives them the opportunity to have something to go to.
The sports industry is so competitive that if you're not prepared to put in the extra hours, put in the extra work to set yourself apart from the pack, that it's particularly difficult to have a lasting impact from where you are. And pretty much from the gate, a lot of our professors make sure that we are aware, hey, if you really are serious about being in this industry, if you really love being a part of a sports organization, there's some sacrifices, especially early on in your career, that you're going to need to make so you can eventually get to those C-suite positions, so you can really make those dreams come true. Like almost all of my classmates, you hear, you know, I eventually want to be a GM of a sports organization. I want to do any number of other C-suite positions. And, you know, they'll find an internship doing any number of things. They could be doing what I'm doing. They could be helping with the local community recreation leagues. They could go all the way out to, you know, San Diego and start working for a team, doing their internship with a team in San Diego. Our professors have contacts in so many places across the sports world because they've been doing it for so long. And they've worked with so many people that when they put their name behind a student and say, hey, this is one of my people, they'll usually at least get a call back. So if it's a right fit, they'll make their way out there. They'll start working,
Right.
and it's been pretty tremendous. At least for me, one of my professors, Dr. Jason Pappas, has been instrumental in my success with meeting with folks from the ACC, meeting with some of the administrators. Hilariously enough, one of the first administrators within the athletics department, a gentleman named Drew Longnecker, he graduated from my program. So I mentioned Dr. Pappas to him during our first conversation, and he just kind of shook his head and laughed and goes, "Oh man, Dr. Pappas, how's he doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with some of the folks at the ACC that I've spoken to that have also come through my program. The Seminole Alumni Network is pretty tremendous on how much they give back to the students of Florida State and the university itself. So I look forward to being a more important part of that alumni network for the time being. I got my undergraduate from Florida State, and end of summer I'll be a proud 2-time alumnus.
You're still, in a growing stage. What are the next steps for you in the program?
One of the most important steps for us as a program to be able to move to the future is being able to work with our peers in the ACC. That's a model that we've seen, at least through the athletics lens, that has just been tremendously successful leading up until now. The ACC has got some of the most valuable sports franchises in the country, and we see, okay, if esports is going to do this and esports is going to do this right, we got to make sure we work with our peers in the ACC so we can start putting out ACC related content. We're not quite there yet. But it's something that we're hoping to, or at least I'm hoping to try and accomplish in the next few months. Just make sure that these conversations get rolling.
Well, tell us what all you've learned so far on your journey.
Oh man, well, I'm going to say the first and most important point about going through this journey is universities are very big places with lots of people who have lots of questions, and when you're going from a meeting with, Dr. So-and-so to another meeting with Dr. So-and-so to, this person's been working in the sports field for 20 years. They're going to have a lot of questions, and they're going to be pretty specific about those questions and what you can do to accomplish those ends, and make sure that what we're doing is going to ultimately benefit our students, our alumni, our faculty, the folks who have other vested interests at the university, our academics, our diversity and inclusion initiatives. It goes up and down with what exactly can you do, what are you doing, and what can you improve at just about every turn.
And that's helpful too. I mean, when they have questions, you got to come up with answers.
Oh yeah, you gotta come up with answers. So there's a lot of note sharing within the sports directors at the collegiate level. So that's pretty nice. When I was a student, it was a little bit more difficult to get some of the phone calls. And just if I'm able to call now, hey, Jake, the esports coordinator from Florida State, it makes it a lot easier for me to be able to interface with some of the other administrators who are floating around out there.
What's been the most encouraging aspect of this process, or who has also been the most encouraging?
We had the president of the League of Legends Club, a gentleman named Jesse Peak, again, Issa Kawaja, who worked with us at the very beginning at getting the club started. All of us were students, going from the three of us in a Discord call, trying to figure out how we're going to turn this into a club, to getting our first email from the club sports director, Brandon Corley. Got some excitement there. He helped us start making relationships in other places at the university. From there, a gentleman who's our new faculty advisor, Mike Fine, he's been absolutely amazing for us at using his contacts in the student union to really ring the bell in esports, and it's pretty cool. There's been quite a bit of support from our athletics director, David Coburn. He's he's up in the executive suite. We haven't talked to him yet, but we know he's in our corner and he's excited with what we've got going on. And then, at least for me personally, my parents have been a big push for me to get through this, and my professors. So just real quick, Dr. Jason Pappas, Joshua Newman, Han Hunshui, those three have been pretty amazing and supportive of me throughout this process, helping me figure out kind of where I need to go, what I need to do.
Where do you expect this program and yourself to be in the next 2 to 3 years?
In the next few years, hopefully some of the ACC sports stuff starts to pan out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have our facility that can go any number of different directions.
Mm-hmm.
We could be in any number of places with any number of different sizes. So we're going to keep the lid on that for right now. But I'm the kind of person that I'm always there to try and dream big. If I have the opportunity to make a slightly bigger ask, if I think it's possible and I can justify it, then I'm there for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just going to go for some incredibly aggressive, bullish requests for just about any of this, unless I can say, hey, here's the reason why, here's what we need the extra stuff for, and here's how we can really make this work.
Yeah, it's a very iterative process. It takes steps.
If we want to test something, we'll test it, take notes on it afterwards, we'll fix it, we'll move forward. This is going to air way afterwards, but today on the 26th, we're hosting a Rocket League event.
Oh, very cool.
With the Learfield folks, and Learfield actually helped us get some sponsors for it. And our media, our social media and broadcasting head has had an absolute heyday with some of the tech we've been able to provide him for this event. And I couldn't see it, but through his mask, he was cheesing yesterday.
Well, it often seems like Rocket League is a really good esport game to kind of test the waters.
I wasn't sure about Rocket League when I was first pitching it to the athletics department, and the more time I've spent looking at it, and the more time I've started to look at our fans and the market we're trying to appeal to, Rocket League's that perfect blend between traditional esports titles and sports titles that our fans will understand.
It's a gateway.
My dad can sit down with me and watch a Rocket League game and get some enjoyment out of it, right? Seeing a bunch of cars go fast through the air is fun.
Gotta slow it down for the golden oldies, you know what I mean?
You know what? We love them. They are a part of our community. So, whatever we can do to make sure that they can feel like they can be a part of that. If they get the opportunity to watch us compete, they're all for it. So, actually, speaking of which, we've actually tried to have a few activations with our traditional sports teams hosting halftime shows with Rocket League at our men's basketball games. So in December, we played against Indiana. We reached out to the student esports club at Indiana and their Rocket League team, and we said, hey, we want to play a show match, and we played a best of 5 against them. We streamed it on Twitch. We had it cast with one of our own door casts on Twitter. Shameless plug for him right there. It casted over the halftime shows. There was quite a bit of excitement from our limited attendance arena. It fills that halftime gap perfectly. Fans who are showing up to watch Indiana versus Florida State for basketball also get Florida State versus Indiana for the halftime show. We did it again during Wake Forest, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear about your journey, Jake, and I can't wait to see what else you're able to offer with your program. Just, keep doing what you're doing. It's an iterative process, and hard work often pays off. We just don't see it. The results have to simmer, right?
Oh yeah, it's taken a long time and a lot of hours to get us to where we are, and there's a lot of unsung heroes in our community that really help make this thing tick. And I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am without the support of the students that they've been able to put towards this and the excitement that they've had. And I just hope that we can start to repay them for that work as soon as possible.